Well, it's springtime in the Rockies. I don't know if anyone remembers that in 1942 there was a movie by that name, Springtime in the Rockies. The gorgeous star, Betty Grable. You know, the first sign of spring I've noticed is there's these happy little yellow flowers dotting my lawn. Did you notice that? It's always the dandelions, and they're the first to celebrate spring. But spring is fun in Colorado because we have days of sunshine and then we have snow. It's just never boring here in our weather. Colorado is so pretty, you know. There's tulips and there's daffodils blooming right outside of there and all over the city, and the apple trees are in bloom. Grass is getting green already and leaves are popping out of the trees. The crocus and the daffodils just make me want to smile. I always get a gardening itch about this time of year. I just can hardly wait to start planting. But you know, at my age, gardening isn't as easy as it used to be. So I've decided that I need some help. Somebody suggested, well, maybe I could get a pet that would help me with my gardening. So I went to PetSmart. Can you recommend a pet that could help me in my garden? I have just the thing. I have this centipede. This centipede can do anything. You will love it. Okay, bought the centipede, I took it home, and I named her Betsy, put her down in my yard, and I said, Betsy, will you please mow my lawn? Okay. I looked outside, and 20 minutes later the lawn was mowed perfectly. Betsy, will you please weed my garden? Okay. Within half an hour, all the weeds were gone from my entire yard and my garden. It was amazing. And I thought, how did she do that so fast? Well, I remembered that centipedes are said to have 100 legs. I thought, well, maybe because she has so many legs, she can move faster. So I thought I'd try something different. Betsy, would you please go to the store and get me a newspaper? Okay. Well, time went by, and it was like 20, 30 minutes. I looked down, and Betsy's still there, and no newspaper. Betsy, are you going to the store? I'm going! I'm still trying to put on all my shoes. I'm always in awe of the miracles of nature, especially in the spring, the centipedes, the beautiful butterflies, the flowers. I especially am in awe of those flowers that come from bulbs that we planted last fall. The tulips, the crocus, the daffodils. I think they have an important spiritual lesson for us. Think about it. A daffodil starts with this little bulb. You've been given a gladiola bulb, but a daffodil starts with a little bulb similar to this. And a bulb is just a baby plant that comes packed with a lunch. This bulb contains all the nourishment that the daffodil needs to get through the winter and to grow into the spring. Imagine what it would be like if you were a daffodil. For starters, someone plants you in the dirt. A gardener would say soil, but if it's in your face, it feels like dirt. The earth around you is frozen, hard. So hard that we can't even get a shovel in it to pick it up. The earth that entombs the bulb is not only cold and hard, but it's totally dark. If you were a bulb, you'd be stuck in a cold, hard place for a very long time. It would be lonely. It could feel hopeless. It's what we call the dark night of the soil. Sometimes life is like that. Sometimes we feel stuck in a dark place. It's easy to fall into darkness and gloom when things aren't going the way we think they should in our lives. And most of us have gone through gloomy times. Lost a job, financial challenges, tough time in a relationship, health issues. It's easy to lose faith when we're in a dark place and we feel like there's no way to move or to turn. It feels so hopeless. We say, where is God? Or we blame God. Oh, I love to blame God when things don't go well. It's a good thing God can handle that. But God, why in the world did you plant me here? And yet, this fearless bulb lies dormant in the dark, cold, hard soil all winter long, for months. And it experiences peace. Because something inside it knows that when the time's right, it will awaken and life will be good. Something inside this bulb tells it to push away, to resist gravity, to push away and to grow up and out into the light. The same thing is true of us. When we're in a dark time, we trust that something within us to give us peace during a dark time. And when the time is right, we too have the power within us to push against the gravity of our situation and to rise up into the light of beauty and joy. See, like the bulb that came packed with everything it needs to get through dark times and light times, we come equipped with everything inside of us that we need to transform. We come equipped with peace and joy and strength and courage. Truth is, you were born with everything that you need to create your destiny. Now, there's one important way that we differ from the bulb. Plants operate from a predisposition. They are programmed to do what they need to do. You and I are also pre-programmed for success. However, we have free will. Even though we have that programming within us to be able to grow and to succeed and to enjoy life, we're governed by our thoughts and our beliefs. We get to choose our thoughts. And when we choose them, it causes us to move in that direction. The thoughts that we have determine our destiny. A study was done by an organization called the Laboratory for Neuroimaging, and they estimate that each one of us has approximately 70,000 thoughts every day. 70,000 thoughts a day. And most of those thoughts are the same thoughts that we thought yesterday and the day before. We keep thinking them again and again. And when we think the same thoughts over and over and over again, they make us believe them. Unfortunately, most of the thoughts we think are negative. And the negative thoughts lead us into negative results. So that's not what we want. We want to do something different. We want to have a more positive experience. So what we need to do is choose different thoughts. Master teacher taught us, as you believe, so it is done unto you. So if we keep thinking, life's not working, life's not working, life's not working, guess what we're demonstrating? As you believe, so it's done unto you. There was a time in my life when my life just wasn't working. I was in a really dark place, and I didn't even care if I lived to see tomorrow. I was so down in the dumps. Finally, I thought, well, I just don't want to live this way any longer. I look around me, and there's people that have had problems, and they're succeeding, and I want to learn how to do that. I heard some people talking about this church that changed their lives, and I thought, I want to learn more. So I went to that church, and it taught science of mind principles, and I learned that there's a power in our thoughts. So I started studying science of mind, and I learned to change my thinking, and golly, life changed. It really worked. The first thing I learned is I've got to be more like the bulb. When I'm in a dark place, I need to push away from gravity and think thoughts of a positive outcome. I need to be going inside and saying, hey, wait a minute, this is what I want, and this is what I want to believe in, and this is what I want to demonstrate. And by golly, it works. Turn your thoughts toward the good that you want. If you want your life to be different, it doesn't work to just sit around and be a victim, oh, woe is me. I was pretty good at that. Getting to the vision of the truth so you can allow your life to change. You get to choose. Start by making choices. Stop thinking about the problems. When you're down in the dumps, just stop it. I don't want to live here. I want to be in something different. And start visualizing, experiencing what would it be like to live in my dream. You can choose to be financially abundant, live a wonderful, prosperous life. Or you can choose to just make it to the end of the month. You could choose to have a career that's very rewarding, allows you to be creative, allows you to find joy in what you do and to make a difference in the world. Or you can just get a job. You get to choose. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. So I invite you to ask yourself, what do I want to plant in the garden of my life? Do I want flowers? Do I want fruit? Veggies? What do you want to plant in the garden of your life? Or do you just want to let the weeds take over and see what happens? You know, not everyone likes gardening. Like my neighbor Mortimer. Mortimer hates everything. He hates to mow the lawn, he hates to look at the flowers, he hates trees, he hates grass. So one day he ripped out his lawn, he tore out all the flowers, uprooted all the trees, and he made his yard into a huge rock garden. Now Mortimer was so grouchy, so cantankerous, so negative. Last year I heard that 3 of his rocks actually died. Whatever you're focusing on today is what you invite into your life. What you think about expands. If I'm focusing on my fear, I'm drawing to me the thing I fear most. On the other hand, if I'm focusing on the good in my life, the love that I have, the joy, the peace, if I'm feeling gratitude for all the gifts that I have, I'm going to get more. Because that's my belief system. I get to choose. I want to tell you a story about a baby who was born without a right hand. If you're into sports, you've probably heard of Jim Abbott. Well, can you imagine having a baby without a right hand? Oh my gosh. Now, when he was growing up, he had choices to make in his beliefs. Now, he could have chosen to say, well, I can't do much without a right hand. He could have said, well, I'll never have the kind of life I could really love because I'm disabled. But no, he cast aside those negative thoughts and he chose to invest in his dream. He loved sports, and when he was a little boy, he used to practice hours every day. He would bounce a ball off a wall, practice catching it, bounce the ball, catch it. When he was 11 years old, he joined the Little League as a pitcher. And his very first game, he had a no-hitter. Played both baseball and football in high school. Very successful. So successful that he got a scholarship, a baseball scholarship, to go to a university. After he graduated, he was invited to play on the U.S. Olympics baseball team as a pitcher. And he helped lead his team to win a gold medal. It was the first gold medal that the United States had ever won in baseball. Jim Abbott. After the Olympics, he was drafted by a major league team. He played for 10 years successfully in baseball with no right hand. What are we thinking about ourselves? Are we thinking we are disabled? What is your dream? Are you trying to shut it down by saying, I can't? I mean, think of the life that Jim might have had. He said, well, I can't. Can't be a computer operator because I only have one hand. Can't play the sports. Only have one hand. He made a choice to believe in his dream, and he succeeded because as you believe, so it's done unto you. Jim's retired now, but he's a very successful motivational speaker because he goes to audiences and helps people to believe in their dream, no matter what. Jim says, find something you love and go after it with all your heart. So you too can live your dream. You get to choose. Every single thought that we have either takes us into possibility or limitation. We get to choose thoughts that make life more difficult, or we get to choose thoughts that lead us into magnificence. We get to choose to believe what I believe, what I know is the truth, that there is a power for good in the universe that's greater than we are, that's greater than any circumstance we face. And that power is within you. That power is within me. That power is within each one of us, just standing ready to support us, to guide us, to give us all the resources we need. We get to choose to accept that. Know this. There is within you something greater than any condition you face. There is within you something greater than any condition you face. And the truth that I know about you is that something something wonderful wants to emerge through you today. Something wonderful, something magnificent wants to emerge through and as you right now. And you get to choose to say yes or no. Something within you is greater than your history, greater than your past, greater than anything you have ever done or not done, greater than anything that was ever done to you. And that power is right within inside you every moment to support you, to guide you, to remind you of the greatness that you are. What is within you is greater than any circumstance you face. What is within you is great enough to take your dream and to make it a reality. Your past, your age, your education or lack of, your current financial status, none of it, nothing can stop you when you believe, when you trust that power within you. You're in a choice. You have the power to transform your thoughts, to believe in the dream that's within you. And you know what I think? I believe that Spirit, our source, our Creator, planted that dream within you. It's not just some fantasy you have. I think that there is a power for good in the universe that creates that dream. That, hey, something better in your life. And because that power planted that dream within you, that power gives you all the resources you need to make it happen. Trust it. Think about the dream, think about the vision, think about what it is that would give you a life that you could really love, and what would that look like? What would that feel like? Just allow yourself to go inside and feel it. When you can feel it, you can believe it. And as you believe, so it's done unto you. Allow yourself to feel what it would be like to live your dream. Master Teacher Jesus told us, the door to the larger life is always open. The door to the larger life is always open. So I invite you to make a choice. Make that choice today. Say yes. Go through that open door to accept the larger life His plan for you, and be the magnificence that you were created to be.